What's up, guys? Today we're reviewing comics. Batman, Superman, and maybe even some Transformers. Let's do it. Transformers. There's sadness in my eyes. I recently read Batman number 30. Oh man, this comic was beautiful. It's part of the Rebirth series from DC. Batman number 30. I'm just jumping into these series. So this issue was about Kite Man. Kite Man just it was like, even if this was the first book of this series that I picked up, and it was beautiful. Like it had this pacing and this darkness to it that was great. Like through the entire book, Kite Man and his son are kind of talking. There's a background conversation happening between Kite Man and his son, and like the story is the Riddler and Batman are trying to find the Joker, and it's just as look at Kite Man. It's just a look at Kite Man, where Kite Man is just like, he's a heartbreaking character. He's like a part of he was joining everyone's gang, because Kite Man isn't his own leader, I guess. And he's joining everyone else's gang, and everyone's getting busted, and nobody cares about Kite Man. Like, nobody cares about busting this dude, because he's Kite Man. The guy, like, at one point, he's on a glider. Like, he's just on a glider, just gliding. Like, what do? You fly kites? You're Kite Man? You don't even, you don't do anything. You just fly kites. Like, you just kind of glide places. Everybody's like, you know what I need right now? I need some Kite Man. I need to... Like, nobody's... where did you think that villain was going to go? Nowhere. That villain was going to try to rob a bank. He's going to get busted and he's going to jail. Even he knows he's a red shirt. So, like, the whole thing is about Kite Man, and it's just like... everyone just around him just keeps getting busted by Batman, and he just keeps getting busted. But he's having this conversation with his son, and his son is just, like, it's this heartbreaking just realization of, like, he keeps talking about, he has this never die attitude, never quit, just keep charging forward. Like, he keeps trying and he keeps trying, but it doesn't matter that he keeps trying, because he keeps failing. And spoilers, like, the way this comic ends, like, what the conversation he's having with his son is just like, his son realizes that he wants to fly. Like, it's almost like his son knows that his dad's a loser. You know what I mean? Like, he's just he's like, I want to fly kites too. And he's like, we can fly kites together. Because in previous, I think the Joker or the Riddler, one of them, I think the Joker killed Kite Man's son. And it was all about, like, they were going to fly a kite together. And then, like, towards the end, like, the best parts are, like, Riddler talking to Kite Man. He's like, do you know why we left you for last? Do you know why? Because you're weak and you'll break. And then he just kind of goes into his hands and he's like, because I'm Kite Man. Beautiful. You gotta read this book. That's not even a spoiler. Like, you gotta read it. If you haven't read it, you gotta read it. It's freaking great. Like, even the artwork is great. The writing is beautiful. Like, you gotta check it out. It's just this weird look at Kite Man, and how, like, he's just a tragic character. And if you love tragic characters as much as I do, I don't know if you can tell, but I freaking love them. You gotta check it out. The other comic I read was Superman number 30. It was also part of the Rebirth series. I'm not reading a lot of Marvel, but I'm not reading brand new Marvel. I'm going to be reading Marvel Unlimited. So it's going to be older Marvel, and when it comes to Marvel, I'm just going to be kind of giving you a guide on how to navigate through Marvel Unlimited, because why buy brand new stuff when you wait 6 months and you have everything? Like, they have everything is about, like, 6 months old. So you got to check out Marvel Unlimited. It's actually pretty good. Superman number 30. Parallax is controlling Superman to fight Sinestro. This is actually pretty cool because Superman's rocking the yellow, the fear armor. And that's pretty sweet. As a Superman fan myself, I always like when Superman is compromised. It's always pretty cool when Superman is compromised because everyone calls him weak. Everyone's always like, "Oh, Batman's better. Batman's better." And as cool as Batman is, Superman is much cooler. Or Superman is much stronger. Batman fans get offended when you say Superman's cooler. Batman sells way more than Superman. That's for freaking sure. But Superman is stronger. Because if Batman was stronger than Superman, if Batman could literally beat Superman, then he should be able to beat Superman without any restrictions, right? And if he could beat Superman, then Batman's villain should be Ultraman, Doomsday, Darkseid, right? But they're not. His villains are Joker, Kite Man, Riddler. Because it's guys with knives. He fights guys with knives because the world enders go to the strong guy. He can beat Superman because Superman's his friend and he doesn't want to hurt him. That's why he can beat Superman. Anyway, that's my rant. Anyway, Superman number 30 is freaking awesome. Like Parallax controlling Superman, like it's all about the yellow ring, like fear. Because even Superman has Superman has fear? Of course he has fear. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's getting beyond it. It's looking at fear and acting in spite of it. That's what courage is. That's why I like Superman. But with Parallax controlling Superman, the fight is kind of one-sided because Sinestro, like, as cool as Sinestro is, he doesn't really hold a candle to he doesn't really hold a candle to Superman, you know what I mean? But they're fighting, and there's a it was just one of those weird things. There's I make some notes that way I can remember. I have a terrible memory, but I wrote a joke. I'm a comedian. Hey everybody. I wrote a joke around my notes that says real clowns are creepier than it. Real clowns are creepier than it because real clowns are sad. That's a stupid joke. Let's see. Oh, the best part of this one was when I really like the darkness in comics. Uh, the best part of this comic is when Sinestro dug into the soul of Superman. Like he started digging out his fears. He was trying to get Parallax out of him, and he started digging into his fears. And I think that was kind of the highlight of this book, is that just to see what Superman's fears were. Like his fears are exactly what you thought his fears would be. His fears are about like not being good enough, not being there, not being fast enough, not being strong enough, not being able to be enough for everyone, to save everyone, which is, exactly what you think his fears would be. But it was actually really cool to see him freaking out over it, just to see that that's what makes a superhero kind of a superhero, is like that's kind of what makes anyone great at doing what they do, is that insecurity. Like you love what you're doing, but also you need to do it better. A drive. He has that need to be better, to be faster, that's why he's good at what he does. But as all that's going on, footage. As all that's going on, Parallax leaves Superman. And Parallax is fear. You know what I mean? Like he's everywhere, I guess. And Parallax leaves Superman. He starts like fighting Sinestro. And then like in this weird little thing, like Superman like comes out, he's like, I'm not scared of you, Parallax. And then Parallax ate him. Parallax ate him, and then I guess Superman had stolen the yellow ring from Sinestro, and then he put it on. And then he like actually put on the yellow ring. It wasn't just Parallax control. He put on the yellow ring, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty sweet. Like Superman isn't always the greatest book to read, but like when stuff like this happens, it's always very cool. I always enjoy Superman when it comes to like these weird things, these weird times. And so this was a really good book. So check this one out. Like Superman, you get to see Superman's fears. Like it's crazy. It's one of those splash pages. I think I was reading it on my iPad. It's one of those splash pages where it just shows everything, and it's just like really cool. So check that book out. And I said we're gonna talk about Transformers. Let's talk about Transformers for a minute or two. I was reading Lost Light number 8, and it's such a. I'm just jumping back into these, and I've been reading Marvel Unlimited for a while, and I was like, I need to get back to the. I love Transformers. But I can never get it in order. Like I'm never getting it in order. You know what I mean? I get the graphic novels, and then they had Robots in Disguise and More Than Meets the Eye. They had the two lines running for a while, and then the storylines ended, and then they have these other two, which now apparently is Lost Light and dude, I don't even remember the other one. I don't remember the name of the other one, but Lost Light is. I'm jumping in, and it's number 8. So it shouldn't be like that far into the story, but it's a very convoluted. Like they're walking through a market, and they're just like having fun or running or something. I'm not even sure. And whenever action does happen, it just goes 2 minutes later, and then they're back to talking. It's like, it's what I miss. You know what I don't like in movies? Action. Let's cut all that out and let's just do this. Like, and then but the thing that bothered me about this book, like, cause I love Transformers, I freaking love Transformers, Decepticons, man, come on. There's a transbot. They start talking about transbots. God dang it! What are you doing? What are you doing? They're Transformers. They're robots in disguise, not dudes in disguise. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh, I was a he, and now I'm a she. You're a robot. Unless you guys bang, there's no reason to, like, now I got metal titties. Now I'm pointy where I used to be flat. It's not like a thing. He was like, but when we saw other, it said when this is what it is. This is basically what it said. It was like when we started seeing other worlds and other cultures, like we realized that we were limiting ourselves to what? What were you limiting? We were really limiting ourselves to what? You're not dudes. You're not organic. And they call them organics in the comic. You're not organics. Organics have to mate and create life, male, female. And if a male wants to jump on a male, that's their business. I don't care if dudes are banging dudes, or women are turning into dudes, or dudes are turning into women. I don't give a crap. I don't care. What bothers me is when you're like Transformers. Like there was an old Transformer. He was kind of a spy. He would transform from an Autobot to a Decepticon. I would love to play with this toy. I think that would be the best ever. I would buy that toy, Hasbro. I would buy that toy. A dude toy that transforms into a woman toy robot. Oh, dude, I would totally buy that. Like, Autobots transform and make everything awkward. Autobots transform and make conservatives question things. Like that, I don't care where you fall on the politics of that. That's funny. That would be a great toy. I would love to have a Transformers, females in disguise. Like, that would be because they're Transformers. They can change back whenever they want. It's not like this is their truth. They don't say like a car is their truth and then they turn back to a person, like robot mode. No, they're Transformers. They're constantly changing. That's the whole point of Transformers. So if you're gonna stick to this freaking IDW and Transformers, I want a toy. I want the toy that turns from a girl bot to a boy bot and back. You know what would make this toy even better? Is if it went from a boy bot to a girl bot and then didn't change back. That would be an even better toy. I would totally buy that toy and I would leave it like mid-transition. I would just leave it like that. I would glue it. And then that's just how it is now. That would be a freaking great toy. Okay, that's... I went off on a tangent. And I thought that book made me angry, but apparently it made me laugh. And so check that out. If you want to just own the comic book with a trans robot in it. Not even a transformer, like a trans robot. A transformer. Transformers. Pick up Lost Light number 8. That's it.